has been issued.
So we got a new tornado warning for Greeley and Nance counties in Nebraska. And this is a fantastic view from Hall Force 1. Storm Chaser Caleb Beecham is showing us the direct underside of that developing supercell down there near Staplehurst, Nebraska, from the PTZ camera atop of that storm there. And my goodness, Brad Arnold's got an incredible view of the storm just to the south and west of Lincoln. So Andy's got something for us. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, Ryan. The next cycle, this is a very cyclical storm here in northern Navarro County in Texas. The next cycle is likely completing right as it passes just near Rice, Texas. Out ahead of this thing, I expect another tornado warning, and that will go into Kaufman County, Texas, including Kaufman itself. Down the line of this storm, you've probably got, 25, 30 minutes before this gets close to the city of Kaufman and surrounding areas along Highway 175 there. So expect that warning to come through. This is advanced. Y'all watch out ahead of time as the storm approaches you. It does have a history of cycling, meaning that it produces a tornado. That tornado finishes its life cycle, and then another one forms generally to the south and east of it and heads in the same direction with the storm to the northeast here. So expect that warning.
Okay, thank you very much. Meteorologist Andy Hill bringing our attention back down to Texas, where we had a tornado that produced damage visible on radar just moments ago. Now it looks like we're going to have a recycle here, and we're going to be concerned about this storm downstream all the way past Valley Farms, where you should be in your safe spot, and you should be ready for anything anywhere between Rosser, Scurry, Kemp, and Styx and Tolosa in Texas as well. This is an extremely volatile environment. These storms are going to be capable of producing tornadoes for a while, so make sure you're ready. Also, the storm
Ryan, do you have a second?
back here towards Mertens and Frost continues to look concerning as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see a new tornado warning for that storm at some point here. I just heard something from Brad. Let me listen to that again.
Hey, we're turning east into it. You'll be able to see it.
Actually, that wasn't Brad. That was Ryan.
Hey, Ryan, do you have a second?
I do, but I think he just lost service. Yep, it's not letting me reach out to Ryan. Somebody remind me in like 10 minutes to try to reach out to Ryan again, but he doesn't have service right now. Storm chaser Ryan Scholl is on the storm up here near Primrose in Cedar Rapids, Nebraska, which once again looks really impressive. This thing has produced a ton of tornadoes already today, some big ones, and it has the capacity or the ability to do it again. As it goes up towards Primrose. Okay, so take shelter in
Ryan,
Primrose.
it's Chris. This storm coming into West Lincoln, this thing is an absolute monster. I'm going to try to post a video up here in just a second.
Okay, so Chris is talking about one of the storms down to the south. We've got some updates from Elijah. Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey, Ryan. So real quick, earlier there was a tornado near Waco, Texas. We have some damage reports from that now. Several homes sustained some level of damage, but thankfully this is a very good thing with the report. No injuries from that tornado. So there was a tornado there. Looks like 2x4s broke some windows and also were embedded into the walls of some houses. Some roof damage occurred, but no injuries from that tornado.
Okay, thank you very much, Elijah. Storm chaser Brad Arnold has a really ominous view of the storm here near Plymouth, Nebraska. This is more specifically near the town of Berks and Kramer in Nebraska. We've got an incredible view here of a developing supercell that's really going towards Lincoln, Nebraska, especially on the western side of town. You guys are already experiencing that hail to the size of golf balls there, and some winds potentially in excess of 60 miles per hour. But the dangerous part, the part that might be trying to produce a tornado at some point, is right in here. And we're watching that as it moves off to the north and east. Chandra, let's get somebody in one there. It looks like if we can. Riley, I saw you try to come through, but I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I was accidentally connected to my car. I'm here just to the east of this tornado-warned storm. I don't remember the name of the town off the top of my head. There is some low-level rotation. However, there's no signs of a tornado yet. I did speak to law enforcement, and they do have quite a few reports of golf ball-sized hail.
Okay. So that was an update from Riley there. Caleb Beecham in Hall Force 1 has a fantastic view of the base of the supercell that's going up past Staplehurst in Nebraska. What a fantastic view of a classic supercell here. If you're just now tuning in, we are tracking multiple tornado warnings. We've got 6 tornado warnings. A few of those are in Nebraska. A few of those are in Texas. We've got a couple of confirmed tornado warnings. And we've got a couple of really convincing-looking storms that look like they might be trying to produce a tornado here soon. And we're just kind of monitoring all of them as new information comes out. Also, if you're just now tuning in, this is what the risk areas look like today. If you're in the orange, that's a 3 out of 5 risk. That means that there's a pretty good chance that we're going to have some severe weather today in those areas, and we've already seen it. If you're in the yellow, that's a slight risk, 2 out of 5. And if you're in the dark green, that's a 1 out of 5. I wouldn't pay too much attention to this, though. I think everybody in the risk area, whether it's green, yellow, or orange, whatever color it is, I think everybody needs to be paying attention to the weather today, because we've already seen huge, massive tornadoes way back here in the 1 out of 5 or the marginal risk area, essentially. So make sure that you're following the all of the updates and stuff, regardless of which risk area you are exactly in. Ryan, I tried to reach back out to you when you called over, but I think you just now got service back on my end, so go ahead. Looks like Ryan's losing his feed quite a bit there, so he's in a low service area.
Hey Ryan, sorry about that. Looks like the storm that we were on that produced multiple large tornadoes. Looks like it's north of the boundary or something, and I'm really eyeing that storm near Fullerton, Nebraska. That should move off to the north. Looks like that might be our next one.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right. So that's an update from Ryan Scholl. We just got a new tornado warning on that storm that he's on there, and let's go take a look at that. Radar indicated tornado warning for Petersburg, Nebraska. Velocity on this storm continues to look impressive. Primrose, you need to be underground. You need to be taking shelter. Same thing for you guys in Petersburg. Take shelter right now, okay? Also, we've got tornado warnings out here near Lincoln, Nebraska, especially on the western side near Highlands, West Lincoln, the EDM Industrial Center, Timber Ridge, and Longview Estates. Y'all need to be taking shelter, because this storm looks like it's really trying to come together and potentially produce a tornado at some point here, as we do have a tornado warning for places like Emerald, Woodlawn, Raymond, Davie, and
Hey Ryan, this is Chris.
Carisco.
We're just south of Lincoln. We're right on the edge of this storm, looking straight up into it. I don't think it's long before this storm tries to do something. This is an absolute beast of a storm right now.
Okay, so that's Storm Chaser Chris Hall there.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I'll try to make sure that those names pop up on every scene here, because I know it's confusing for you guys whenever somebody talks and you don't know who it is, so I'm trying to make sure that the names always pop up. Okay, so now we are up to 6, I think. 6 tornado warnings. That most recent one, I believe, is down here in Texas. So let's go take a look at it. So these 2 huge areas of rotation down here in Texas, in the last couple of scans, they have let up a little bit, which is good news, but there's still enough rotation here to kind of warrant a tornado warning in these parts of Texas, like Creechville, Styx, Lively, and Rosser. Okay, so take shelter if you are in those places. That's specifically Ellis, Henderson, and Kaufman counties in Texas. These storms are likely going to try to produce tornadoes again at some point. It doesn't look like they are right now, but yeah, we are just really concerned about the potential for these storms to continue to try to
A
get
new
stronger in
tornado
the near
warning
future here.
has been issued.
So we're watching this area closely. This is all to the south and east of Dallas. Man, look at this big storm that's formed on the tail end here. Big hail possible with that one way down here in Texas near High Valley and Chapel. Supercells from the middle of Texas all the way up into the middle of Nebraska, where in southeastern Nebraska we just got a new tornado warning that now, of course, includes downtown Lincoln. Because the really suspicious part of the storm that could potentially produce a tornado is right here, right? So if you look at this thing, you know, the biggest part of the storm, right? The big rain part of the storm where the hail is, the forward flank, all that good stuff. It's to the west of town, right? But it's this little dangly bit. It's the dangly bit that we are most concerned about, all right? As far as the part of the storm that is capable of producing a tornado, all right? So, yeah, the velocities are really starting to pick up too, right over town. So this is really starting to rotate here as it goes over Lincoln, Nebraska. Thankfully, we've got a storm chaser out there on this. It's given us a beautiful live shot of this storm. And as far as I can tell, we don't currently have a tornado on the ground, but this is what that storm looks like as it tries to form one, essentially. This is a live look at Brad Arnold's feed just to the south of Lincoln, Nebraska. Chandra, if you could update his location to Lincoln, Nebraska, that would be great. Brad Arnold's. So we've got 2 big supercells up here around Lincoln. One of them, the rotating part of the storm is going to go right through the town of Lincoln. Now, hopefully it doesn't rotate enough to produce a tornado just yet. But like at some point, this one's really going to try to put down a tornado. The really unfortunate part about it is it's not moving very fast. So it could be a pretty unfortunate situation for the folks near Lincoln, Nebraska. Brad's zooming in on something here. I don't know exactly what we've got going on. He's currently on Highway 77 just to the south of Lincoln, looking north. So he is looking right towards the part of the storm that should be producing a tornado if we've got one, right? Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey, Ryan. So the tornadoes
Hey
that
Ryan,
occurred
it's
in
Chris. This
Texas,
thing is really trying.
we
It's turning more
currently, according to
northeast,
law
northeast.
enforcement, just to the west of Emmett, Texas, there have been 2 homes leveled. And we also have a woman missing. Law enforcement is currently on scene attempting to do a search and rescue. But 2 homes have been leveled west of Emmett or east of Emmett, Texas.
Okay, thank you very much, Elijah. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be hearing from Elijah quite a bit today as these storms continue to produce damage, and we're going to be getting all kinds of reports in over time. Yeah, unfortunately, we're already hearing of significant damage, and we're going to keep you updated on that because not only, I know, for example, Lincoln, Nebraska here, we've got a lot of people probably just now tuning in from Lincoln, Nebraska. We're going to be here with you through this storm as the storm goes through Lincoln. And, when it gets by Lincoln, let's say it produces a tornado somewhere near Lincoln or something, we're not just going to move past you and forget about you. We're going to make sure that we let you know the updates of like what exactly happened, who's missing, who's, where is the damage happening, how many power outages, all that stuff. So you know what's going on because it might not even be you that's watching in Lincoln, but somebody or you've got a loved one over there. So this is a full scale wall-to-wall coverage here. I think that our storm up here in Nebraska, the one north of Cedar Rapids, the one that was producing the big tornado earlier, is about to do it again if it isn't already. So once again, I would get to shelter very fast in Petersburg. And now we've got another update from meteorologist Andy Hill. Go ahead.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, I'm particularly watching the Staplehurst, Nebraska storm at the moment. It's got that hook organizing, finally a lot better looking than it was previously. But there's also something else that I want to say. There are a lot of people seeking shelter under overpasses.
Ryan, we have extreme
in
rotation
Lincoln, and
headed
especially on
straight for the
I-80.
city
That is
of
very
Lincoln.
dangerous.
Folks in Lincoln.
Please don't do that just to save a little bit of hail damage from your vehicle. Everyone else suffers as a result. And then if there's a tornado, that's a bit even larger problem. So please do not seek shelter under overpasses. Do not stop traffic on the interstates in Lincoln. Thank you.
Thank you very much, meteorologist Andy Hill. Let's listen to that update from Brad real quick.
Ryan, we have extreme rotation headed straight for the city of Lincoln. Folks in Lincoln, please take your safety precautions.
Yeah, so Brad is watching the storm that's developing near Lincoln, Nebraska right now, noting the extreme rotation associated with it. We need everybody in Lincoln to take shelter, not under underpasses,
Ryan,
obviously.
rapid rotation just to my north.
You want to take shelter in a sturdy building, the lowest floor possible, preferably underground. We understand that not everybody can get underground. And you want to put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, and you want to protect your head. Bring me with you. We're going to get through this one together in Lincoln, Nebraska. If you're watching right now and you know somebody in Lincoln or the general area around that, please share this with them. We've got multiple storm chasers in Lincoln right now giving us a live view of what's going on. We've got the radar, like we're monitoring the situation, so we'll be able to walk you through it every step of the way. And then also beyond Lincoln, this looks like it's going to be a storm that lasts a while, right? So Davie, Waverly, and Coresco in Lincoln, you guys also need to be starting to get to your safe spots right now if you haven't gotten there already. This is a monster supercell, capable of producing a big tornado. It's not guaranteed, but it's certainly capable. Chandra, let's go ahead and put all of our Lincoln, Nebraska people in 1, 2, and 3. So let's put Brad in 1, Adam in 2, Chris in 3. Also, the Texas storm, I want to go back to it real quick.